CBSE Class 10 Math video solution to the sample question paper given by the CBSE board for the board examination to be conducted in 2021. This is a standard version of the paper. We're looking at the last of the case study questions, question number 20. This question has got 5 parts of which we need to answer some 4, any 4 out of the 5 parts. Each part will get you 1 mark. This question is from the topic statistics, looking at concepts of mean, median and mode. All of these are tested in this very simple question. Right? Let's get started. A stopwatch was used to find the time that it took a group of students to run 100 meters. The time interval measured is 0 to 20, 20 to 40, 40 to 60, 60 to 80 and 80 to 100. Right? This is the time interval, class intervals that have been noted, and this gives us the number of students in each of these class intervals. Let's get started with the first of the questions without spending any more time. I just got the same table in a vertical form here. What's the first question? Estimate the mean time taken by a student to finish the race, right? So we got 0 to 20 in this range, 8 people. We do not know what their exact time is. So how do we compute the mean? First thing we're going to do is we're going to compute the mean value for each of these intervals. How do you find out the mean time for each interval? Pick the lower and upper, add it, divide it by 2. 0 plus 20 by 2, 10 is x1. x2 is 20 plus 40, 60 by 2, which is equal to 30. Third one is 40 plus 60, 100 by 2, which is equal to 50. 60 plus 80, 140 divided by 2, which is equal to 70. And 80 plus 100, 180 divided by 2, which is equal to 90. Obviously, the distribution is different. In each of these intervals, you have different number of students. So, we're going to next compute NIXI for each of these class intervals, right? 8 students with an average which is equal to 10 seconds. So, NIXI is going to be equal to 8 times 10, which is equal to 80. Second case, N2X2 will be 10 times 30, which is equal to 300. The third one is 13 times 50, which is equal to 650. Fourth one is 6 times 70, which is equal to 420. The last one is 3 times 90, which is equal to 270. We got to compute the mean using this formula. The mean for all of these students is computed as follows: sigma xini, xini or nixi all the same, divided by sigma ni, which gives us the total number of students. Let's start by computing sigma ni, which is very easy to compute. 18 plus 13, 31, 37, 40. So, total number of students is equal to 40. So, denominator for our calculation is equal to 40. Sigma xini, basically add the numbers in the last column, 5 rows, we'll get the answer. 380, 980, 1030, 1050, 1450, 1650, 1720, right? So, that is the sum of all of these values. So, 1720 is sigma nixi. So, 1720 divided by 40 will give us the answer. Cancel the 0 with the 0. 172 divided by 4. 100 by 4 is a 25. 72 by 4 is an 18. So, 25 plus 18, 43 seconds is the correct answer, right? So, what's the answer choice? Choice 3 is the correct answer to find the mean time taken. So, basically, we do not know the exact time taken for each of the students. We only know intervals. So, you're finding out the mean time for each interval. That's basically lower limit plus upper limit divided by 2. So, you computed these 5 values. Then the intervals, each interval or each class interval had different frequencies. So, frequency into the mean will give us NIXI. We computed NIXI for each of these intervals. Then computed sigma NIXI, which is 1720. Sigma NI, the total number of students, which is equal to 40. So, 1720 upon 40 will give us the average time taken by the students to complete a 100-meter race, which works out to 43 seconds. Right? This is a time consuming one, would have taken you about 2.5–3 minutes to finish this. So, move on to part 2. What will be the upper limit of the modal class? What's a modal class? Modal class is that class which has got the maximum frequency, maximum number of students in which category, in which class are they in? 8, 10, 13, 6, 3. 13 is the highest frequency. So, the modal class is 40 to 60, right? The modal class is the class with the highest frequency. For us, in this example, the modal class is 40 to 60. What do we have to find out? We need to find the upper limit of the modal class. Upper limit of the modal class is 60. What is the answer option? Choice 3 is the correct answer to this question. So, choice 1, the option 1 that we did, part 1, took us a little more time. Part 2 would have taken you probably half a minute. Let's move on to part 3. The construction of cumulative frequency table is useful in determining what? Do we need the cumulative frequency for the mean? No, we just needed the total sum of Ni. We did not have to find out 8, 18, 31. We didn't find out the cumulative frequency for computing the mean. That was part 1. Part 2, we computed mode. We just had to look at which class interval had the highest frequency. we did not have to compute the cumulative frequency. So it's not required for mean, it is not required for mode. So it would have been required only for median. We would have needed the cumulative frequency to find out where the halfway mark is. So we need the cumulative frequency table to compute the median. Choice 2 is the correct answer to this question, right? It's a very straightforward one, right? Basically a theory question, not anything more than that. Let's move on to part 4. The sum of the lower limits of the median class and the modal class is what? I'm going to start with modal class because we've done this part. The modal class is basically 40 to 60, right? So 40 to 60 is our modal class. We have done this earlier, so 40 to 60. The lower limit of this modal class is equal to 40. So one part we have found out. We'll have to find out the median. So we'll start by identifying the median class. To identify the median class, let's compute the cumulative frequencies. So here it is an 8, 8 plus 10, 18 plus 13 is 31 plus 6 is 37 plus 3 is equal to 40. Total number of students is 40. Where does 20 lie? The midway mark is what is going to be the cumulative frequency where it touches 20 is the class which is going to be the median class. It's 8, 18, we still not touched 20, 18 to 31, so 20 will lie in this class interval. So the median class is also in this particular case equal to 40 to 60. What is the lower limit of the median class? That is also a 40. So mode lower limit plus median lower limit is what we need to compute, which is a 40 plus 40, which is equal to 80. Choice 3 is the correct answer to this question, right? So this took a while, but not too much of a difficult calculation. You just computed the cumulative frequency, you can identify the median class. Modal class, you've already done it. So one part is already done. Second part is where we needed to spend a little bit of time. The answer is 80, which is choice 3. The last part, how many students finished the race within 1 minute? These are all given in terms of seconds. 60 seconds is 1 minute. So how many students completed the race within 60 seconds? So it is 8 plus 10. 8 is sub 20, which is sub 1 minute. 20 to 40 is 10 students, which is sub 1 minute. 40 to 60 is 13 students, that's also sub 1 minute. Add all of this, 13, 23, 31 students finished the race within a minute. Choice 3 is the correct answer to this part also, right? All of these are very easy. Part 1 was the one which took a little time because you needed to compute sigma nixi, which is a little bit more time consuming intensive calculation. Parts 2, 3, 4 and 5 were straightforward, not much of calculation at all. I would have preferred to do 2, 3, 4, 5 for this question because part 1 was a little more time consuming. The only advice is just take a quick look at all 5 parts before you start answering any one, right? If you realize 2, 3, 4, 5 are easy, finish that and then wrap it up with one. Why do you want to start with something which is difficult, which is more time consuming, right? Best wishes for your board examination. Before you leave, I want you to do 2 things. 1, sign up at online.maxtute.com to get started with CBSE Class 10 Math online tuitions. It takes all of 5 minutes and less than 3 steps to get started. And second thing, I want you to subscribe to this channel and turn on notifications so that you get notified every time a new video is uploaded. Spread the word about this channel to your friends and classmates.